Howdy, brothers.
Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey and Water.
You guys are welcome for
We
having
are
an episode on time.
we are on time this
We're
week,
on
okay?
time.
And the only reason is because we're doing two in a day.
Yeah. So last week's episode, yeah, that's today.
Yeah, that's what we
Um,
did. We just
and
traveled in time.
yeah, but we are happy to be back at it, happy to be consistent for you guys, and happy to be here.
So happy to be here. We have an awesome episode with Kerry Benjamin. She is founder and esthetician of StackedSkincare. I'm sorry if you hear my puppy in the back. Bayla.
No, we can't hear her.
Out of all times, now she wants to get the squeaky toy. But we have an awesome episode for you guys. Honestly, if you have been curious about skincare or intimidated like myself of skincare, this is the episode to listen to because I feel like I just got like a crash
Oh my
course.
God, we were debunking myths left and right.
I feel educated
I do
after
too.
that conversation. Like
Yeah,
I feel
and make sure
good.
you guys listen all the way through because that's when we get to the juicy goodness.
Yes, and I'm really excited to try these products.
I mean, I've been using Stacked
I love that.
for years now,
I
been
love
working
that.
with them, and honestly, just solid products. Like you can't go wrong.
I love that. And the tools, I'm so excited to use the dermaplaning tools and the
Yeah.
microneedling tools. And she also shared that she designs all of the tools herself, which is really cool because I feel like you just don't find that often. Like there's just a
With
lot
her
of
industrial designer.
yes.
So I mean,
And
she's partnering with someone who
yes.
she knows her shit, they know their shit. They're getting together and they're creating a bomb ass product.
Yes. So definitely make sure to listen all the way through. And before we do that, we're gonna get into our little segments, our highs and lows, our catch up, our pro tip, you guys.
Let's do it, bitches.
We're giving it to you. Okay. Do you want to start with your highs and lows?
Yeah. The ones that I didn't write down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that.
Guys, I would say that my high, we're just gonna wing it.
Okay.
We're just gonna wing it. Honestly, I would say that my high is that I am really happy with how I said that weird. I'm really happy with how my apartment is coming together and just
Yay.
I have a really solid office setup because I was really nervous about where the fuck I was gonna put a desk because I need a desk. I need my desktop in order to do any work because otherwise I won't work.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with how my house is. I definitely need a little bit more space slash organization
Uh-huh.
figured out because there's a couple boxes that I just cannot put anywhere.
Right.
So
Right.
gotta figure that out. But other than that, I'm really, really happy with just
Yay.
my space in general. My terrace, I anytime, and it's been gloomy as fuck in LA, but anytime we get 20, 30 minutes of sun, I'm just out on the terrace and I'm just so full of gratitude. And my friends have been coming over and laying out and we've been using it and we've been pre-gaming up there and
So nice.
dancing. And it's just this is exactly what I wanted. And I'm
Yeah.
just I'm living that. And that's
I love it.
my high. And I found I thrifted this $5 wicker chest to put all my outdoor things in upstairs on the terrace,
Ooh.
my booty bands and my
Yeah.
bala bangle to
Yeah.
do my workouts up there. And so I'm really fucking hype about that because now I have
Yeah.
a little waterproof area to store all my shit.
Love that. And also it must be so nice and you'll start to experience this now, but to have furniture outside and not have it get disgusting.
Yeah, it's
What a
definitely
concept.
Dusty. It's definitely a little dusty.
Okay.
She needs a good wipe down. But
But
they've
it's
also
not
been
mildewy in Florida.
no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And and I think it's only really dusty because they've been working on my roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just kicking up years of dust. They were tarping my shit and now they're not. So that's really cute and fun.
That's fun.
But really happy. And then let's see, my low. My low is that although I'm recovering from being sick, I did take about 2 weeks off of the gym. 1 week because I came back from Florida and I went honestly really, really hard in Florida. So my body was pretty sore. So I gave myself, a few weeks to recuperate. And then I was avoiding getting a gym membership because it's very expensive. and then I got sick, which set me back another fucking week.
Yeah.
So I went to the gym for the first time today and I just hate being weaker than I am. And I'm why is the weight so heavy today?
Yeah.
But honestly, for 2 weeks, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So thank God for that because I couldn't mentally handle that. So that is my low.
Okay. On this side of the coast, my low is that I need a new roof for our house. And what that looks like is a very expensive investment that I simply don't want to make. But basically, yeah, be a homeowner, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
I thought you said homo.
A what? A hoe?
I thought you said homo. Be a homo, they said. I was like, not during Pride Month.
No, be a homeowner. So yeah, that is my low. And that, we submitted like an insurance claim and they basically didn't give us anything for it. Just like annoying, like just life shit.
Oh my God, no. I have a different
Oh,
low. How could we forget?
Did you not even think of that?
Brothers.
Oh my God. Speaking of annoying life shit, you guys.
Guys, the audacity.
The audacity.
The fucking house. Y'all know the house. The house that I was living in Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. Piece of shit, little thing. Horrible. And I think I've even said this on the podcast. Like, it was a bad flip. It was a bad, renovation by people who just, like, didn't care or did it themselves and, like, wanted to do it the cheap way, use cheap materials, all this shit. It's one of those things that you don't realize until you are in it, like, you just don't realize. And I left the house in the same condition in which I moved in. And that was it. Like, I didn't fuck anything else up. Whatever. So I move out and I'm thinking, and luckily I took photos of everything when I moved in and when I moved out.
Pro tip, take photos of everything.
This is my pro tip. My pro tip is take photos of literally everything, from every scuff on the fucking baseboard to every fucking wobbly goddamn doorknob, because they will try to fuck you for it. So I'm thinking, me and Michaela, my assistant, have been following up with the leasing department for the past month, being like, hey, where's my security deposit? I'm thinking getting it full back, right? I receive a fucking stack in the mail. Actually, I have it right here in front of me. Stack in the mail. Look at all these photos, Liv. Look at how
That's crazy.
This is like maybe 100 photos.
It looks like a manic episode. Like, it doesn't even look like
and they're hard copy photos, right? Which is just like, that's fucking weird for you guys to even do. But whatever, they send it and they say, hey, this is a notice, that one, you're not getting your security deposit back. We're actually taking that. And you're actually being charged $8,500. $8,500 for damages. And one, they didn't even provide me an itemized bill of what costs what, right?
Yeah.
The only things that they itemized were the thermostat batteries, which, by the way, died after I was there. My thermostat was working the entire time.
I'm dead. Not the batteries. Not them charging you $8,000.
No. They literally said we're charging you $20 for thermostat batteries, and we're charging you $25 for an air filter pictured. By the way, I don't even know if that falls under my scope of responsibilities, changing an air filter.
It would be in your lease.
Yeah. So regardless, $8,500. And I said, you guys can actually get fucked. So I reached out to my followers, and one of them sent me an amazing template of like a request to refund my security deposit. So based on that, me and Michaela wrote an email, and then my friends put me in contact with a lawyer friend of ours who I didn't know as a lawyer, but like I've hung out with him multiple times. He hopped on with me. I sent him the email. Dude, he wrote and he doesn't even practice Florida law. He practices California. He wrote me the fattest email.
Nice.
Fattest, most legitimate, like lawyer email. Like just like claim after claim after claim of even little shit that they fucked up. Like they didn't send this notice in certified mail, which you have to, like legally you have to send it in certified mail. Yeah. They sent it through like FedEx, which is legal. So even that he
like,
pulled.
Oh, okay. You want to come for me?
You want to come for me?
Bitch.
Wrong bitch.
You chose the wrong one.
Yeah. So it's a fucking hell of an email. We sent it out this week. So hopefully I get my fucking security deposit back, because that's a cool $3,100.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a good amount of money. That's rent plus some, brother.
Yeah.
So we shall see. If they decide.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Now we got to keep the brothers updated on that.
Yeah, that's my low though, because that sent me into a full goddamn spiral. I was like FaceTiming Olivia. I had to FaceTime my friend Tamir, and she had to talk me off the ledge because it was bad.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to keep the brothers posted on that because I am
Mm-hmm.
also invested. So we'll see. We will just see. They can get fucked. Okay, my low, I said new roof. My high though is that I've been taking these sculpt yoga classes and I'm very proud of myself. And for me, like just the past few years, it's been really hard for me to like get in the gym or really get active in general. But it's still been like a big goal of mine that I just haven't been doing. So I'm really excited that I've been taking these sculpt classes and like, I don't know, just
Her.
feeling active and like moving my body, you know, I'm like, I have a perfectly able body. Why am I not like,
Mm-hmm.
moving it and exercising it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my high. What do we have to catch up on? In other news, we had 3 mood shoots that just came down for a few weeks ago. That was
Mm-hmm.
great. Honestly, so everything went seamlessly. Like, I
So
don't know,
great.
before shoots, we always kind of like stress out a little bit, have a little bit of anxiety because there's always that like unknown factor of like, what could go
What's gonna go
wrong?
wrong?
And for these shoots, we actually had client on set with us, which is rare, but we were doing founder shoot. So everything was seamless. And I really
Yeah.
attribute that to our pre-production and just being super prepared and having our shit
Mm-hmm.
together, honestly.
Yep.
So those were great. And then I also did my bridesmaids proposal brunch.
Yes.
And that was super,
I'm a
super fun.
bridesmaid.
Yes, so fun. And I feel like I really practiced like just letting things be and not being perfect. And it was
Yeah.
good for me because I'm
We
really
had so
trying
much
to,
fun.
yeah, we had so much fun. And I'm just trying
Yeah.
to stay like really level-headed through the whole wedding planning journey. So that was good practice for me to just like
Yeah.
let it,
Um,
not sweat the small stuff.
I can't fucking wait for that fucking bachelorette party, bitch.
Oh, it's gonna be lit. We're gonna turn the fuck up.
We need to pick a location.
Yes, we do. But
Are
that's
you cool with the
pretty much
dress that I sent? Do you want
I have to
to?
look at everything, honestly. I
Yeah.
haven't looked
You
at
need to give
anything
us
yet.
the colors, bitch. We're trying to pick
I
dresses.
know it's on my to-do list, but I haven't been because my laptop is broken, so I can't look at the colors on it. So I've had to do that on my desktop. But
She acts like she don't have a fucking fat
no,
ass
I know, but it's
desktop.
like,
My laptop's broken. I can't. I'm like,
stop
we're
it.
literally talking on your desktop right now.
Sorry. My Papa Pro tip is a book recommendation. It is 101 essays that will change the way you think. Really been enjoying that. I've kind of been reading it for the past like year or two, just going to different
Yeah.
passages in it. And it's just one of those books that you come back to. And I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
Ashley's
yeah.
reading it right now and she loves it.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
order
really
it.
do love it. So yeah, that's my pro tip. All right, you guys, we won't hold you any longer. Let's get into the episode with Kerry. All right, guys, we are here with Kerry Benjamin, the esthetician and founder behind Stack Skincare. We are so, so excited to have you on today and to learn more about the brand and your journey as a founder. For those in our audience who aren't already familiar with you, would you like to fill them in on a little bit about you and your background? And then we'll get into how you started the brand.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm Kerry Benjamin. I'm the esthetician and founder of StackedSkincare. I became an esthetician because of my lifelong battle with eczema. So I left my former career a little over 12 years ago. I spent a long time in the digital media space, worked for companies like Microsoft and DoubleClick, and left that career to pursue this, to really figure out how to help my own skin struggles and other people. And through the work in my spa with my clients, I developed this methodology of combining or stacking active ingredients and tools to drive them down and deeper, which was where Stack Skincare was born. And then that's where the product line evolved from.
Amazing. And how did that kind of transition come about from working in digital media to kind of in the esthetician space?
I mean, it came out of absolute necessity. I was struggling a lot with my health because of my skin. I have a chronic eczema. So, always on prednisone, up all night with ice gel packs,
Wow.
just extremely uncomfortable in my own skin. And around 2007 or 2008, I started getting some MRSA infections, one that actually landed me in the hospital.
Oh.
And this was when I just really realized, like, I need to figure out, how to help my own self, because the doctors really couldn't figure it out. And I just felt that, I needed to get out of tinkering in the kitchen and really learn about skin, what was going on with myself. and fundamentally just, transition into this career, like I said, to help myself and then also to help other people. I'm super empathetic, obviously, to people that have, skin, debilitating skin concerns, whether it's sensitive skin concerns or acne or things that, really cause their days, to struggle through their days. So a lot of my skincare practice was really focused around corrective skincare, including severe acne, hyperpigmentation, sensitive skin, and severely dry skin.
Amazing. And what was that kind of process like for you developing these products? Like, what does that even look like? Like, how do you start? Because you mentioned that you were like tinkering around in the kitchen and I'm sure kind of creating your own little home formulas. How did you then bring that into a kind of like lab setting?
Well, so first came the skincare practice. So, I went and got my my esthetician's license, and then working on clients and really understanding the ingredients. So when I was tinkering in the kitchen, a lot of it was like, buying different oils and, just trying to relieve my dry skin. But when I really started my skincare practice and understanding different ingredients, what they do, and how to use them with tools, then I understood, I wanted to hire a chemist and develop my own formulas, and then bring that to a contract manufacturer. So I don't private label anything, from our tools to all of our skincare topicals. Everything is developed in-house by me and either my cosmetic chemist or my industrial designer.
Wow, that's incredible. And
that's amazing.
I've been using StackedSkincare for years now. And I absolutely love it, which is crazy to hear that like even the tools that I use are, self-developed. Like that's insane.
Yeah, so the way that we went about, so on the topical side, I have a cosmetic chemist, as I mentioned, that I work with, and that process is really fun and iterative, as is on the tool side. We'll come up with an idea and of a product and what types of ingredients that I want in it, and he'll formulate it and send me samples, and we'll sort of go back and forth. On the tool side, I work with my industrial designer, and that's a pretty interesting process. When we first started working together back in 2015, and watched me do facials all day. And so the first, two tools that we designed together is our dermaplaning tool and our microneedling tool. So we kind of watched what I was doing, took videos and notes, etc. And then it sort of goes from a sketch pad to, to maybe 3D printouts to, renderings, prototyping, sampling, manufacturing of tooling, and then into production. So it's a very different, the much more expensive process to design and manufacture your own tools than it is to do skincare topicals.
Yeah, I could imagine. And I think that's so cool about, your brand, and it's unique because so often, you see so many brands white labeling these days, and the fact that you guys do, you are doing everything yourself is so cool. I would love to know, when you started the line, what did you feel like was missing currently in skincare, products that you were looking for as a consumer, that you were like, that made you like, I need to make this myself?
It's a great question. And it's so interesting because I think, we were really, so I just celebrated our 8-year anniversary for the skincare product line. And really, I think it was one of the first product lines that really came out with combining tools and topicals, especially dermaplaning and microneedling and ice rolling. I've sort of been known for that for over a decade.
Right.
But peels as well. I've always been such a huge fan of peels. Home have been touting, peels, not scrubs forever. And especially for people that have sensitive skin, but, peels are just, I think, becoming things that people are starting to understand, that, you don't have to be like Samantha, like Sex in the City, and your whole face peel off to get great results, and to use them at home safely, effectively, and they're super easy. So I think, I try to innovate, all the time without overdoing it.
Right.
I think that, I want simple for people. I love multitasking products. So like our multi-acid TCA peel, great for all skin types and all skin concerns, dark to light, acne, dry skin, eczema, etc. It's like a one-stop shop, except if you're pregnant, because it's got salicylic acid in it. Same with our growth factor serum. It's great for all skin types. It's going to treat a of skin concerns. So simplifying a skincare routine with a few basic products that are going to do multiple things, and then using those tools to make them more effective, is really fundamentally the philosophy of Stacked Skincare. So I think like really combining the tools and the topicals, coming out with peels initially. We have one for the face, we have one for the body, and we actually have a really cool, innovative lip peel, which I don't know if either one of you guys have that product, but it comes in a cute little bottle with a roll-on, and it's a mandelic, phytic, and lactic acids with mushroom extract. So it just really gently exfoliates the lips, but also plumps and hydrates them with the mushroom extract. So yeah, I think that's where I really try to find our differentiation. And then as well as obviously being a professionally backed brand. So I've been an esthetician now for well over a decade.
Wow.
Wow. I love all of that so much. The lip sounds
I know.
amazing. I'm like,
I was literally
want
scrubbing
it.
my lips earlier. I'm like,
I'm
I
like,
need that.
"Ooh, I need that.
I thought we sent you guys one. We'll send you one. You got to have one. They're great. You just toss it in your bag, and we're coming out with the complimentary product for it soon. That's
Ooh.
gonna kind of more
Teaser.
seal and moisturize the lips. But yeah, so I think those are pretty good reasons why I see ourselves a little bit different than some of the other skincare brands out there.
I'm curious as to what you felt like has been your biggest challenge yet developing the line. I mean, whether that be, like an issue with the line itself, or, just like a mental challenge, or anything that you feel like has been a big hurdle for you.
Oh, that's a big question. So I'm a self-funded entrepreneur. And I've grown this business, bit by bit. I've actually, there's no debt on the company, and I own 100% of it. So that can be a hurdle, and that's a hurdle and a huge benefit. I own it. I get to make all the decisions, good, bad, or ugly. I learn from them real quick. And the hurdle I would say with that is, just making sure that, we always have, so sometimes I might've wanted to grow a little quicker, but in the same vein, I think, when you're building a brand, it's about sustainability, not about throwing money at it. You've got to build up that base and that loyal base and keep innovating. And, for me, not only is it about our great products, but it's about empowering our customers with amazing content and information to help them take care of their skin at home in a more sophisticated way. And then my third, probably first pillar, well, they're all kind of three, is customer service. I liken ourselves to the Nordstrom of skincare. Like we will do, whatever it is to make our customers happy. And that's really important to me, and so we're available on multiple platforms. We typically get to people the same day, except if it's the weekend, because we are a small company. And, we have our customer support in-house. She's been with the company many years. She also does virtual consultations, and she's got an amazing relationship with our customers. And I think that, I don't outsource that, because that's just, I think, such a fundamental important thing for a small business. And especially when you're talking about skin, I want to make sure that they're getting the best information, and that it's not, some person in India that is just trying to sell them a product.
Yeah. And not to mention, skin is such a sensitive subject. Like, people are investing in your brand because they have likely reached a point of necessity and, desperation. And they're like, I need these products to work. And, God forbid they have an issue with it, and they come to you and they say, okay, I tried this product. It's not going to be someone telling them, oh, just give it another try. You're going to be like, no, maybe we should try either this instead, or, give them their refund. And I can only imagine it's probably a very touchy subject for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Like, if it's not working for you or something, we're gonna find a solution for you, whatever that is.
I love that.
And I think that, that's a super important part of all of this, because it is such a personal thing. And I have spent years in the spot where people have like, I've spent years going to this person or that person and no results, and I'm still struggling with this. And like, the most rewarding part of my job is to be able to see those before and afters, and see those reviews, and hear our customers, just feel so good now. Like, you can feel it in their testimonial. And as an esthetician and as a founder of a company, that's really the best thing that I could ever ask for.
Yeah, right. That's at the end of the day, that's like all you could ever ask for. That's incredible. Because you're at the end of the day, you're changing people's lives, you know?
100%.
I
And
mean,
as someone who's like
Yeah.
dealt with like severe
yep.
acne, I already know that like, brand loyalty is huge too. Cause like once you, change someone's life, they're not gonna switch up on you. Cause acne is like once you've dealt with like severe painful acne, I will never stop using the products that I'm using, like I might add something into my routine here and there, but like, finding a product that like changes your life is, again, you gain that like brand loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that so much in my skincare practice, and it's true, especially for people with acne. Like, if you find if it's like, fix it. Like, once you figured it out, like, don't tinker with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's true kind of for most things, with the exception of like anti-aging products, where I think people tend to sort of just, kind of tending to try the, whatever's out there.
Whatever's
Mhm.
trendy.
Yeah.
And there are
Exactly.
so many trends in skincare these days. I mean, people put insane stuff on their face.
Yeah, I would even love to know your take on that too, because I as a consumer, I feel it's so hard to know what ingredients to use and what, products I should be using, because every month there's like this new great amazing thing that's gonna
Yeah.
cure
Like there was like a
everything.
hyaluronic acid hype. And then there was like a research that came out that was like, it's not even the most hydrating thing for you.
Yeah, so I would love
Well,
your
there's
insight
always
on
got to be
that.
some there, you need there's like this constant more content, right? So
Right.
it's like we've
Yeah.
got to come up with these stories, but there's going to be always staples. I mean, hyaluronic acid is an amazing humectant, so is glycerin. I mean, it's always going to be around. I think like what's really important is to find a routine that's going to work for your specific skin type, right?
Right.
Like I said earlier, I love, exfoliation is key to healthy skin. I am a huge fan of peels and dermaplaning. That's the way that I exfoliate my skin, and that's how that's what we sell in our product line. Um, peels are great because they're going to treat your skin as well as help speed cell turnover and exfoliate. I think obviously vitamin A, whether it's a prescription retin A or a retinol, should be a staple in most people's regimen. We have a really gentle next generation retinol, so if you can't handle a prescription or even a lower dose retinol, ours might be a good solution for you. Making sure you're properly using serums and then properly moisturizing your skin with humectants, occlusives, and ceramides. And then most important is obviously your SPF and really just staying out of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in obviously the UV and the environmental damage and the blue light, all of that stuff is what's degrading collagen. So the more you can stay out of the sun and protect your skin from the sun with antioxidants and reapplying SPF every couple of hours, that's going to be your best defense against prematurely aging.
Yeah.
I'm
And I have
literally taking notes over here. I'm like,
yeah, no, same.
oh.
And I have a selfish question. What order should things be applied in?
Yes,
Because I never
please.
know. I'm like, is it moisturizer first, serum first, and
Yes,
then like my retinols, and like what's the order?
I think there's a lot of confusion
It's such a
around
good,
this.
I know it's such a good question. And I happen to I have some of our products sitting here. So we actually numbered it. So it's a typical facial is going to be step 1 is cleanse. Step 2 is exfoliate. Step 3 is treat, like your serums, right? Step 4 is going to be hydrate. And then step 5 would be protection, which would be like your SPF.
Okay.
So actually on our product line, we have step 1.
Oh,
I love
so
that.
This is
smart.
our cleanser. On our peel, we have step 2. And then you would, on the days that you're exfoliating, you would cleanse first. And then in our product line, let's say you wanted to exfoliate with both your dermaplaning tool, you would do dermaplaning and then you would apply the peel.
Mhm.
And then your next step is your treatments. So that's going to be your serums. You always want to apply your products thinnest to thickest. So like in our product line, our EGF serum is very watery. So you would apply this before your HA serum, which is a lot thicker.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's
products
a
are
good
always going
rule
to
of
apply
thumb.
thinnest to thick. Yeah, thinnest to thickest. Always finish with a face oil. except if it's during the day, you want to put your SPF on. And the face oil is really great for all skin. Like our face oil is a fermented Japanese face oil. It's really great for oily acne skin and dry skin. It's not going to clog your pores. Face oils are really great at properly moisturizing the skin, but they're going to seal and protect it. So it's going to prevent water loss. So especially for people with super dry skin like me, face oils are really, really important. But even for people with acneic and oily skin, it can help actually calm some of the inflammation and restore your natural moisture factor so that it'll help with overproduction of oil.
Okay. Yeah. And honestly, I would listen to whatever you say because you're glowing over there.
Yeah, literally.
Absolutely.
I got a light on me.
That's such a good rule of thumb. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing.
I would love to know your take on what you feel like, because there's so many different places that we can purchase skincare from, right? And I know for me, I, have gone into Ulta and Sephora and have quickly been overwhelmed by the amount of options. And then I have gone to a facialist and she recommends these very, very, very expensive clinical grade skincare that she swears by. And for me, it's hard because I'm like, do I invest in the $500 bottle? Or do I go to Ulta and buy something that, I think looks good or has good marketing? What would be your advice or insight on clinical grade skincare products versus non-clinical, I guess we could call it?
So that's kind of an interesting subject too, because there's not really like a
or is there a
clinical
difference?
grade? I mean, because like if you're going to go clinical grade, you're going into like a license, right? So it might be where you're going either into a med spa or an esthetician that might be able that like a consumer can't buy. I think it's more about the reputation of the company, the types of products that they're using, and what's going to work for your skin type. The note, like we use a combination of synthetic and natural ingredients. I think finding a brand that is trusted, that I think has great customer service. I think, also is professionally backed.
Right.
In my opinion, makes a lot of sense. But, I think that there's a lot of emphasis on these like toxic ingredients. There's a lot of fear mongering going on in the skincare space. And a lot of it's coming from, places that just it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like they're almost like making money on the other side. And so the whole industry sort of needs to shift because one person said this ingredient might be bad because of some study somewhere that with 6 people in the northern coast of Norway or something. I mean, I'm being a little facetious, but you know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of fear mongering going on in this space, but I do think, making sure you're buying from reputable brands. Like, for example, I wouldn't recommend going on Amazon and just buying any chemical peel for your face. Like, don't do that. But like if you're buying from a reputable, and that's just because peels, there's can be complexities to them that you want to just be careful of. But yeah, I think, look, sometimes it's really nice to splurge, and there may be, the $500 product that has, because there is a different cost in ingredients. Some raw materials are I invest a lot in our raw materials, and I also formulate to the maximum amount. So I don't put it in there for marketing purposes. I put it in there for its efficacy. So, and also a lot of people say, oh, if it's at the bottom, that means, that there's just a trace amount in it. It's only marketing. That's not necessarily true. It depends on the formula and how much is actually recommended to go in it. So it can be true. It is a possibility that some manufacturers could just be putting an ingredient in to make a claim. And that's why it's at the bottom. But it also could be true that it's at the bottom because the formula only requires 0.01%, for example. So I think that there's just a lot of misunderstanding. And I think a lot of people are trying to just Google stuff and read stuff and become self-proclaimed experts. And it's a complicated subject. I'm not a formulator. I'm not a cosmetic chemist. Obviously, I work very closely with them. But it is very complicated. And so my suggestion is buy from reputable companies. Make sure that they have a policy that if anything goes wrong, that they'll help you solve it.
I love that. I love that so much. And I think
and always make sure if you're and one last thing is, if you're buying things with active ingredients like peels or retinols or whatever, always do a patch test.
Okay.
So when you get a new product, put a little patch test on your, cleanse your face, put a little patch test on your cheek, go to bed at night, wake up the next morning, make sure nothing, strange happened, and then you should be good to go to use the product. But that's really just for things that are active ingredients that, if you are concerned at all about an adverse effect, it's always best to do a patch test first.
I love that. That's sound advice. Very important.
Well, it happened to Liv one time. She put something on her face and then had like a horrible reaction.
Yeah, and I do have sensitive skin, and I should implement the patch test more. So I thank you for.
Yeah, we just be throwing stuff on our face, really.
Yeah, just take a gamble.
I tend to sometimes, but yeah, it's always it's always good to take baby steps if you're stepping into into some more active ingredients like peels and retinols. For the most part, the other stuff's probably pretty mundane.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of tiptoed around this a little bit, but it is something I would love to even dive more into. Like, I feel like there's a lot of myths in skincare. Do you feel like there is one particular myth that you would want to like myth bust, or maybe a certain ingredient that people swear by that you're like, it's actually not that great,
or the opposite? Yeah.
Okay, I want to take this. Want to take it behind the barn and shoot it. Your hair does not grow back thicker or darker if you dermaplane.
Oh my God.
Physiologically not
I tell people this
possible.
all the time. I tell people this all the time because I'm like, how would the fuck would that work? How would that work?
Yeah, exactly. Then I would be selling every bald man on the planet would have one of these things.
Literally.
Oh my God,
it is the most ridiculous thing. And then the women that don't want to believe you, they are so convinced by this. And there's a couple things that are happening, so here's what's happening.
Yes.
First of all, when you shave, if you're dermaplaning, when it's growing back in, it's coming back in at a blunt edge. So if you touch it while it's growing back in, it's going to feel, I guess, thicker because it's at a blunt edge. If you just let it grow back in, it'll grow back in exactly the same way. It's vellus hair. It's peach fuzz. It's not going to change. And then if you think it's growing back in darker, what happens here is women with ethnic skin have darker peach fuzz. Right. They probably don't realize it. So the very first time you get dermaplane, your skin is going to look even more bright because we've removed that dark peach fuzz. Now, if you don't dermaplane again and you let the peach fuzz grow back, you think that your hair got darker, when in reality it's the exact same. Your skin just got a lot lighter from the treatment. Right. And you're not realizing it. The only thing that's going to change the texture of your hair is hormonal fluctuations. So, menopause or pregnancy, or if you get like something like PCOS. But other than that, your hair will go back exactly the same way. So that's the number one myth that I would like to bust. And secondly, cosmetic needling is 100% safe to do at home, and it's very effective.
Oh, good
and
to know.
I'd like the fear mongering to stop around that as well.
Yeah, no, that's actually something that I did actively avoid for a while because I was like, I saw that like doing it at home would like ruin your skin barrier and all these things. So those are actually
it will if you're again, buy one from a reputable company. 0.3 millimeters or smaller, like the ones we have in our product line. Those are, it's considered cosmetic needling, and they're great for driving the active ingredients down and deeper. So if you're spending a lot of money on your serums and your active ingredients, it's a no-brainer to use one of those. And they are going to help stimulate a little bit of collagen production. Nothing like, the medical version that you would go in for, but these tools are really safe and effective to use at home. But I recommend only 0.3 millimeters or shorter. And then make sure you disinfect it after each use, and it's perfectly safe, and you're not going to destroy your skin. The needles aren't long enough to cause any damage.
Okay. Love that.
Good to know.
Those are two great myths that I'm glad we busted.
our skincare mother.
Yes, literally. Anything you say, I'll do. I would love to know a little bit about, I think for me, I've been scared to have too much of, I guess, a serious treatment or a serious skincare regimen, because I don't necessarily have to treat anything, but I would like to sustain it. I would love to know your insight on your line, and if it's great for sustaining or if it's mostly for treating or both.
Both, so we can correct, and then we can prevent it from coming back, and then, maintain those results.
Cool.
So, the number one thing we talked about, in terms of like, if you're not like dealing with like acne or hyperpigmentation or anything, the main thing you want to, deal with is, age prevention. So we talked about the sun, incorporating a vitamin A into your regimen would be ideal. Making sure you're exfoliating and making sure that you're, properly hydrating your skin. Those are going to be kind of the things that are going to help keep, the at bay. So number one is obviously, like I said, UV damage, but then just make sure that you're, exfoliating your skin, doing things to speed up your cell turnover. As we age, our cell renewal is decreasing significantly. So using things like vitamin A, growth factors, and peels to speed up the cell turnover, and then sloughing it off with the dermaplaning tool, you're kind of going through this constant rejuvenation. So as you're getting older, that's a really great way to like rejuvenate your skin and keep it radiant and glowing. And then, ensuring that you're, protecting the barrier. So using humectants as well as occlusives to seal and protect the skin.
Oh my God.
And humectants are like a hyaluronic acid, and occlusive is like an oil. It's going to just prevent the water loss. Yep.
Okay, good. I am taking
humectants and occlusives.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Find the dealer, infiltrate the supplier.
This is so helpful. Thank you so much. I'm taking so many personal notes, and I just know our audience is gonna love this, because again, like the skincare world, especially now with social media, feels so overwhelming in a way. And like for someone who likes, I'm very less is more.
Everyone's an expert.
Everyone's an expert. There's new products every single day. There's influencers promoting new products every day. So I really love and appreciate like the education aspect of this and of your line. And I think our audience will love it too, because again, it's just there's so much.
Listen, I'm still riding. I'm still riding on the high that you said hair doesn't grow back thicker, because I've been beating this like a dead horse with all my friends who are like they have like a little mustache or whatever it might be. And even myself, I've just been ignoring my mustache, but they're like, no, like I don't want to wax it. Like it'll come back thicker. And I'm like, let's fucking think about this for a second. Tell me how this would work.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, like if you wax it, it's just a lot more painful. It looks like my internet is okay. It'll be a lot more painful. It'll give you, it'll grow back. The length of time for double back will be longer, obviously, because you're pulling it out from the follicle, but like, A, it's painful. B, it like leaves you all, and you have to avoid certain things for a couple days before and after. So I mean, honestly, for me, I think dermaplaning is just so easy. It's not painful, it's just convenient, and good job of just gently exfoliating the skin. And if you have
and is your dermaplaner, just out of curiosity, because I don't know if I have one, is it one use, or is it like just stainless steel and you just disinfect it every time?
You guys didn't get all the products we sent you?
I've had my like normal StackedSkincare for years now that I use in my in my regimen, and I know that you guys
our dermaplaning tool. Yeah, so our dermaplaning tool, and we came out recently with a kit, which is really nice. It's got a die cast aluminum handle, much like our microlink tool does, and we have two different blades. So there's one for your full face, and there's a little mini one to do your nose, your brows, and around your lips.
Oh, it's mini.
And they just, this is like, we call it our precision blade. Cute. And this is great to get around.
Cute.
I mean, you can use it on your face, but yeah, you want to really make sure you've mastered dermaplaning before you move on to that one. But it's great for your nose, especially if you're dealing with a lot of blackheads. Put that on. I mean, do that. Put our peel on. Maybe like even a mask to like pull out. And then this is the regular blade. And
Okay.
so, the handle's a die-cast aluminum handle, so unless you lose it, you'll have it for life. And then you just want to swap out depending upon how often you dermaplane, you'll want to use it about 5 times and then replace the blade.
Okay, good to know.
So, you can dermaplane however often, like I usually do it like every 7 days. But I'm using like all of the stuff that we talked about. So I'm speeding my cell turnover up constantly. So I kind of want to just slough my skin off. But if you're younger and you're not doing that, maybe you want to do it once a month. It's kind of a personal preference.
Need to do that. I'm sure it's in. I got a new package yesterday, so I haven't quite opened it up yet, but I'm sure it's in there. And if it is, I'm using it because my skin, I'm like peeling. I need to get some of it off.
She also just moved to the West Coast, so her skin is going from Miami to LA, like humid to dry. So it's probably gonna go through.
I need some TLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, slough that off the dead skin with the dermaplaning tool, and then seal it with
humectant, and then the oculizer. Is that what it is?
And the occlusive.
Occlusive oculizer.
We're making it work.
Same thing.
I think maybe I'm going to come out with the oculizer.
Oculizer.
We need to come up with a product for that name.
It's time for the oculizer.
I love it. Oh, this has been so good. Thank you. I feel like I just got a crash course on skincare. I'm so excited to use these products because I have just not pretty much used skincare because it's been so scary and intimidating to me. And I really, really appreciate that this is a simplified, literally has the number on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have to think about anything. I just have to do it. So this has been a joy. Thank you so much for sharing.
I really appreciate. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the questions. It's helpful for me because I really want to be more present and better on social media, but I think I want to take the confusion out for people, and I've got to figure out a better way to do that.
We got some tips for you. We can always help.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. If people want to follow you and follow the brand, we'll make sure to include it in our description, but where can everyone follow you guys at?
We're at StackedSkincare.
Perfect. Amazing, you guys. If you enjoy this episode, make sure to take a screenshot, let us know you were listening, tag us, and also leave a review. Make sure to follow Kerry and StackedSkincare, and we will see you next week for another episode. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.